Women in Hellenistic Art, the transition to the Hellenistic period. For my final research project, I will be analyzing and discussing the transition to the Hellenistic period, focusing on how women were depicted in art. This period had notable changes where we began seeing a more naturalistic depiction of people, shying away from the more idealized works of art of the classical period. I will be analyzing 3 works of art pertaining to the topic. First, I want to discuss a little bit about art and women prior to the Hellenistic period. Ancient Greece was a more patriarchal society where the primary subjects in art were men. Mythology, beauty, idealized figures were all common factors that were incorporated in early and classical Greek art. As mythology and sociology are interrelated, religion directly affects the way their society works. In a journal article titled "The Status of Women in Ancient Athens," this relationship is discussed. It states that Zeus established a patriarchal government on Olympus as well as introduced moral order. However, he also denied power to women by taking away their claim as sole bearers of children, as Zeus himself created Athena from his head and Dionysus from his thigh. As mythology is significant to cultural traditions and ideologies that make up Greek society, this directly affects the role that women are expected to take within their society. We see this in art as women were not commonly seen in earlier Greek art. These are the 3 selected artworks that I will be talking about. I will be talking about Nike of Samothrace, Aphrodite of Knidos, and Drunken Old Women, all pertaining to the Hellenistic period. The first artwork we will be looking at is Nike of Samothrace, or Winged Victory. This artwork was created during the Hellenistic period dating back to about 190 BCE. It is a taller artwork further depicting the sense of grandeur. This artwork is made up of Parian marble and it depicts the goddess of victory. We see characteristics of Hellenistic art in this artwork as it is incredibly detailed and dramatic. She stands in a contrapposto pose with her torso slightly twisted to the left. She takes a stoic stance, grounded and confident, while the top is lifted and light, depicting a sense of grandeur or victory. The wings are incredibly detailed as well as the clothing she wears. It wraps around her body where the audience can make out the body of the figure. Art was significant to the Hellenistic era. It was used as a form of status or a power propaganda and creating ideas and narratives that would benefit themselves or their society. Dr. Amanda Herring, an art history professor, discusses Hellenistic art in an article in Smart History, stating that statues like the Nike of Samothrace were erected in all Greek sanctuaries as statements of military power. As Nike is the goddess of victory, it is natural that she was used as an image to express that sense of undefeatedness and victory that people in power wanted to portray. This was commonly done by rulers and people in power during this point in time, as states in the book A View of Greek Art from author R. Ross Holloway, stating that the figures created by an earlier age might become the means of disguise, with the Hellenistic ruler assuming the postures of the heroes and statements of the past as they suited his taste and needs, end quote. Though a notable Hellenistic work, Nike herself was not really featured in Greek mythology as explained in a Smart History article. She was a symbol of victory, and this is significant to the military and war-driven society during the Hellenistic period. We see how Nike was deeply respected as she depicted power. Similarly, the next artwork is also a depiction of a goddess. This artwork is Praxiteles, Aphrodite of Knidos, dating back to about 350 to 340 BCE. This artwork depicts Aphrodite, the goddess of love, in a more natural state. She is depicted nude. This was something new, as we know earlier and classical Greek art only depicted the male body in nude. Women were commonly depicted wearing long, flowy robes that cover them. In this artwork, we see Aphrodite in a contrapposto pose, with her weight in her left leg while the other is relaxed. She holds her robe in her right hand in a relaxed manner while the left arm lays across her lower body, covering her pubic area, creating a sense of visual balance. Not only was this artwork depicting a female nude, but it was depicting Aphrodite in a more human and natural way as the audience sees her getting ready for a bath. There is a reason for her being nude. Susan Woodford discusses in her book on Greek and Roman art that Praxiteles was the first to create a major statue representing the female nude, though it was a challenging subject for artists. It depicts naturalism of not only anatomy but of context, as well as Aphrodite is getting ready to step into a bath. This artwork depicts women in a way that wasn't commonly seen before. It is also a natural state not a hypersexualized depiction of a woman. Last, we see a depiction of an older woman in the artwork Drunken Old Women that dates to about 200 to 180 BCE. It is a Roman copy of the Greek bronze original by the Athenian sculptor Myron. This artwork depicts an older woman in a seated position holding a large jar. We also see context in this artwork as the jar has small grapes wrapped around the top surface of the jug, indicating that it is wine. She holds her head back as she looks up, as if conversing with somebody that would be standing above her. Though the artwork depicts a natural scene, it is incredibly detailed and dramatic, as commonly seen in Hellenistic art. Musei Capitolini, where the artwork is located, states about the artwork: the work falls within the category of Hellenistic representations of people with vices who are depicted in their degraded daily lives. We see the move from the depiction of beauty and the idealization of the body to a more natural and vulnerable representations of people in Hellenistic art. To conclude, the three artworks depict different subjects and figures. The women depicted are all depicted in different ways. Nike of Samothrace was an artwork that was used as a mean to empower and depict victory, while Aphrodite of Knidos depicted the female nude for the first time. And Drunken Old Women depicted an older woman with a vice. The move from classical art brought a greater depiction of women in art, where it was becoming more common to see women as subjects. This was a move from the more patriarchal society that Greek society began with. Last, here's my bibliography. Thank you.